I try to use social media rather than social media using me.
Contentment. No matter what you have, you will never be content. I mean, Dangote hasn't given up making money.
Gistlover. I have to unfollow because every story is just toxic.
News. I don't watch the news. The news is filled with bad information.
Right. Okay, guys, welcome. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is Wisdom Connect, a platform where we discuss about real life issues, always taking it back to our guiding principle. On this platform, we're very intentional on becoming the best version of ourselves. So we'd love you to join us, join this journey. It's a complete no critic zone. It's all about love. Yeah, you see us here. We're all, we're all in love with each other. You know what I mean? So, but this has been a journey for quite some time, and we're so excited to have a video podcast beyond what we used to do. So if you've not joined us yet, we look forward to you joining us, and maybe you'll be with us here sometime in the studio. We never know. So thank you so much for coming in. We say this a lot, but I don't think we say it as much as we should say it. Our mental health. Like, do you agree with me that social media is one big factor that affects mental health, at least in young generations, right? I know we're young, but there are younger ones. Like
younger.
With the young, like with the Gen Zs, the alphas, and the youth. Do you agree that mental health, like social media affects the mental health of young people? Not just young people, even us, even me, as I did like this. Do you agree?
It does, absolutely.
Right. So, like, in what ways do you think that, like, beyond? Because now I'm thinking about something, or something came to mind. Hush Puppy. Old story. Even though a blind man could see with the way he was using his money that this cannot be legit.
Yeah.
Without knowing, without having fact. But do you know that there were people that were depressed because of that? Do you know there are people that had mental health issues because they could not spend even the quarter of what he was spending? That's reality of stuff, right? Like,
that's life.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm thinking how much impact social media has on our mental health. Yeah, you want to go ahead, Ola, let's say something.
Yeah, so I think the first bit is I don't know how to put it, contentment. Right. So no matter what you have, you would never be content. I mean, Dangote hasn't given up making money. Jeff Bezos hasn't said it's not, it's done. So you always want more. You have a bicycle, you admire someone in a car. You have a car, you admire someone in a better car. You have a better car, you admire someone that has a private jet. But where you are you content?
Right.
So the fact that we focus a lot on materialistic stuff is actually our undoing in today's world.
Right.
And, it's something that no matter how much you tell anyone, until the person comes to that realization on a personal level,
right.
You know what? I think my life is good as it is. Yes, it can get better, but I'm happy where I am today.
Right.
And then you take each day, one day at a time, and you start until we get to that point. Amazing. I don't know how else to put it, but that's like at the very basic level. That's the simplest level of truth that anyone needs to come to the realization of. Yeah. And from there they'll be fine.
But I like what he just said. I remember the time we talked about patience. I don't know how did we call that?
I can't remember.
It was patience, and then we were talking about how people very quick. They said the patient dog is the fattest bone, but then they said no, the patient dog is not meat. Yeah, patient you don't eat anything anymore. Because we're seeing it on social media. It looks like this person is getting it in how many seconds? Why can't I get it? But I remember that proverb that I was saying. I saw it, and it says, "The fruit of patience is sweet." I can't forget that thing. Like, so it means that if you're patient, be certain to get the fruit, which is actually sweet. But going back to what you're saying about contentment, so it means that with contentment also comes patience. We're not saying live a mediocre life, like, because I'm a Christian, or if you're a Muslim or whatever, I'm not supposed to expect to be more than. No. Go ahead and aspire to be great. Aspire to be aspire. I was always saying, but go ahead and be everything you want to be. But learn to understand that you're going through your process, and your process is valid. And your process and my process cannot be the same. It's just what it is, right? And I think that, so I really like what you said about contentment, but I just wanted to also add that people should allow yourself go through their process. Go through your process, right? Guys,
enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And enjoy it. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So the thing is this, what I want to add to that is this. You see, be impatient with your actions, but patient with your results.
Yes. wisdom nuggets here.
So the thing is, there are some people who just, we are just waiting for things. No, things are not gonna change. You understand? So you know that these are the things you need to do. They say tick takes the clock, tick tick. What do you have to do quick? Because this is June. You remember when we said Happy New Year, and this is June, and a lot of things. How many books have you read this year? And you get that. So you have to, when you have to do it. Like, be impatient with it. Do it. When it has to, something I need to do, I have to do this, do it. You get. But just be patient with the results because it takes time. So if you're a farmer, just go out immediately and start planting. Should do. But you have to be patient with the outcome.
Interesting.
That's it.
Interesting. I really like that. Be impatient with the
actions,
but be patient with the result.
With the results here.
Interesting. I like that.
And going back to the farmer analogy, the amount of time it takes, there's one we call agbalumo. I've forgotten what the English name is. Forgive me. But cherry, yeah.
But not just cherry.
It's cherry.
Is it
Star
cherry?
fruits.
What do you call it?
Star fruit.
Star fruit. I don't even know.
I think it takes a minimum of, I think it's 10 to 15 years.
Whoa.
Before the tree is before it gets to the point where it can start yielding fruits.
Interesting.
And then you compare it to corn. Corn, 6 months, you can already harvest it.
Right.
So everyone has different seeds. And then, like Ben rightly said, different times and seasons for different individuals. Don't use, there's this Yoruba saying, don't use someone else's clock to judge your own journey.
Right.
You have a unique time frame for your life journey.
If you're not Wisdom Connect, you're losing. See, not get wisdom everywhere.
When you apply all these things, it helps with your mental health.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So it starts from the mind.
It starts
to deal with it there. Everything is sorted out.
Exactly.
I agree.
Because the most important thing this helped me. To be honest with you, when you see things going online, you be like, whoa, you are lost. You get that. But you see, when you understand, when you take time, this is actually the time we need to practice solitude. We need to practice, you need to stay with yourself, because that's when you get to discover your purpose. You need to understand and go deeper. And when you understand all these things, when you come out, even on social media, you begin to see social media as a tool that will help you achieve that. So when I look at my social media feed these days, they are the things that you see, Stoic philosophy. Yeah, because those are the things that keep you understand. You see things on marriage, you see things on businesses, you see things on cooking, because I love good food. I look at sometimes as a bachelor, I'm like, looking, how do you cook this? So I started seeing all those feeds and all that. So those are the things I like them. You understand? So it helps me. Then I know that not all the social media platforms, presents those kind of algorithm. Like X, since Elon took over X, is being, if you check X, it's Twitter, as we know, you'll be seeing feeds of people that you don't really know. So I had to block some other people. And when election cycles are there, you start seeing things, it's everywhere and all that. So you have to, for spaces like for platforms like that, you have to know how to minimize some of the things you really do not want to see for your mental health.
I feel like Ben went into my notes. He's already talking about the habits. I was thinking about the next thing we're going to talk about is what habits have you inculcated to help you, navigate through social media and all of that. But before that, something a bit interesting. Let's just digress a bit. Is there anything that social media made you believe about yourself? Maybe you started seeing it online and it kind of like, it's true. I'm like that. Is there anything like that, like that based on what you were seeing, and you felt like, if I check on, bless himself, be like this.
I think the simplest example would be zodiac signs.
Right.
When you see Capricorn.
I can't even relate. See, it's funny how tomorrow. I know I'm Gemini. Gemini.
I don't even know.
See, till tomorrow, I still don't know that thing. To be honest, I just know that June, Gemini. I mean May to June. That's it. But to be honest, what even means? What is? Funny enough, I got to understand what it meant. Funny, I just remembered when we went to the aquarium in Afe Babalola, and we were now trying to. That's when it will start to make sense a bit. The stars, the what's it. That's how they got all those. But before them, like, what's all this? Aquarium. But yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Okay, so moving on. Ben has mentioned a couple of things, but I wanted to also ask, what are the healthy habits or healthy boundaries you've put in place that has helped you or through this process of, or like that's helping you, because we're not done. Life is still long. Still ahead of us. But but like that is helping you, because if there's anything I like about these platforms that were real, you know what I mean? We're not saying, oh, I have it all figured out. Like the lady that was doing her stuff. I also don't think she was doing it from a place of I have the best marriage. It was more of the fact that, you know what, I've done this, it worked, or I would like to do this. Because there are times that we have conversations on this platform, and I'll tell you guys, I've not even tried this thing. I just read it somewhere. And you can relate to that. I just read it somewhere, and I think this is actually going to work, So today I'm still struggling with journaling. Let me just tell you guys, like, I'm still trying to work on it. We talk about, journal.
But the same, nobody's perfect. Nobody, even the people you think that they know it all, they still believe that.
Of course, exactly. So that's something I like about the fact that we are very real in the sense that we're not, okay, we're going through a process, and that's okay. So it's okay that sometimes you would have done something, it worked 5 days. The next 10 days it not really work. You know what I mean? And then the next 5 days it works again. So is there any healthy boundaries you have put in place for yourself? Personally, I know there was a time that I think I remember I mentioned it, that I put it like a timer on my phone. After I do this, my phone will even just tell me 5 minutes more, and then you need to leave this app. No jokes, and then you take me off. When I started, I can't even lie, it was good. I was feeling myself, oh, okay, I've used this, I've been here for an hour or two, and then it goes off. Then, I told you guys how I like Korean series. So, this time I was free and all. And I still had that timer on Netflix as well. And I was watching this Korean series. I say 5 minutes back.
We cancel.
So it kind of works with the Instagram, right? But with that Netflix, I'm like, this Korean, I must finish this episode. And let me even finish this episode first, right? But those are things that I put that it kind of helps me at some point. I digressed a bit, but I'm going to go back to it where I put a timer, because I feel like sometimes you'll be so shocked. Sometimes you just take your phone, you want to check something else entirely. So first of all, one thing I don't have right now, other people call me or send me messages and I've not sent it. My notifications are off because I found out that was distracting. Like naturally, like me seeing I'm on my phone and then the notification drop. You want to check what's this? So I put off my notifications. If I don't open the app, I cannot find what is there. That's one thing I've done for myself, right? Another thing I did was that time. But that time I've been playing around it, right? But I think it's time, because sometimes you just take your phone to do something entirely different. 30 minutes.
You're lost.
1 hour. 1 hour, 30 minutes.
You'll be wondering, what
am I doing with my life? And then the whole day is gone. And then you're all on social media. So, but also, what have you done? Like, what are the healthy things you've put in place?
Debbie.
I like how that.
Okay, I think one thing I've done is decluttering, like I said earlier. And I mean, just unfollowing people that I might have followed mistakenly,
or you've outgrown,
or I've outgrown.
Spot on.
Or I've outgrown, or I just feel like the pressure is too much. Unfollow.
I can't even lie. Sorry to cut you, right? So remember I tell you guys how I don't like anything toxic. I can't deal. Like if you get me angry, I'll tell you that day. We'll move on from it so that we can sort it out, hug, and move on.
Move forward.
This guy, like you guys should drag me. It's okay. What's his name? What do they call that man on social media? Is it man or woman? I don't even know. Gistlover. I have to unfollow because every story is just toxic. Every story is just toxic. I'm like, can't we have really nice stories? Can't we have things that are positive? Life can be, people are enjoying this life. Why is it not the people that are not enjoying, people that are what I mean?
People love bad news.
Actually bad news does sell, but I honestly unfollow. I'm not interested. My friend will be like, just love her post, I say I'm not interested. She'll be like, then she will not gist me. She can gist me, that's okay. I can take that one. But I've seen him on my feed, I'm like, please, I'm not. So yes, let's go ahead, Debbie.
Yeah, so it's just decluttering and staying away from toxic and pressure,
right?
Because then you have to first of all realize what exactly it is that is getting to you, and then try to fix it or do away with it. Because I can't say that I'm going to stay off social media.
Of course.
You shouldn't.
I can't say that I'm going to do that. What I can do is control the things that get to me and affect me.
Right. I agree.
For me, over the past couple of years, I've come to realize there's a certain satisfaction I get from giving. So I give out. There's nothing I can give out. Of course, there are limits, right? But when it comes to material possessions, there's nothing. Once you ask me for it, if I see it's within my power to give it to you, I'll give it out to you. and it's helped me overcome that temptation to be materialistic, always getting. If I have stuff, there's something that's always itching, like, what can I give out next, right? And it's something that's stayed with me over the past couple of years. That's one. The second bit is the news. I don't watch the news. I don't. No, wait.
No. You know where I work? How would you say you don't watch the news?
The news is filled with bad information.
Right.
So I don't watch the general 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock news. Anything I need to get.
10 o'clock is the prime news, guy. You need to be watching it from today.
Anything I need to get, I go to the websites, I check, or I look at the newspapers, and I just spend as little time as possible. If there's anything important that's going on, I'll get to hear from other people. But I came to realize long ago that the news has a funny kind of effect. When you watch the news and you're hearing bad stuff day in, day out, the zeal to go through the next day sort of dampens. And it was affecting me. So I decided that, you know what, I'm no longer watching the news. Anything that's important, I'll hear from others. And then the little I can pick from social media, I'll leverage all of that and move forward. Now, when I go to the internet, I'm searching for specific information, not just opening myself to all sort of data being thrown at me. So I know where I go to get information. Once I get what I need, I leave there and then I'm out of the space. So those are two things that I've done, and so far so good. I've been better for it. Yes, sometimes I might not know what's going on in the larger space, but trust me, I've surrounded myself with enough knowledgeable people. So there's any important thing I need to know about, they already have it, and then they're always willing to share.
So I might be a bit biased here, even though I hear you and I understand what you're saying, right? The world right now, everybody wants bite information. Nobody wants to listen to the... See that one, like, I know our parents, quote unquote, 10 p.m.
My dad's 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
I also think that it's important that we get to listen to the news for ourselves, because these bites that we say we're getting sometimes might not be the whole news. And like I said, I might be biased because I work in a news agency, a news company, right? So I can say that. But I hear you, and it's not you're not wrong to want to just, but I'm just saying sometimes just get the information for yourself from the news directly, not what
the news still pushes out thought. I mean, yes, because they interview people as well.
But the thing is this: what we call news, it's someone's perspective. Yeah,
is it?
Yeah. Okay. When you look at the Republicans call them the legacy media, like the Washington Post, the CNN, and all these things. They report from their own perspective. And Fox wants to counter that. Come to Nigeria, Arise. If you want to hear, if you are anti, go to Arise. But if you are, go to...
But does that make their perspective the right one?
So the thing is, because they want to control the space, they want to control what you hear and all that. But if you've not built yourself to the point where you can change things, what else? The news, what are they doing? How can you change things? The things you've been hearing, but say our parents used to say, listen to 6 o'clock news, listen to 8 o'clock news. And I said, but I have not done anything to actually change those things. What if I just step aside and build myself to the point, I get to the point where I can now say, okay, I can actually change things.
And so I hear you, but I don't think that refusing to listen to the news can help you change things. Actually, it can aid you in changing the things, because by the time you listen to what the news is saying, you're able to, okay, this is where there's a problem. This is what I can actually do. This is where I can I can provide solution for. So, like I said, I'll be biased a lot because
I understand.
We'll counter you.
But if you want to stay here, wait.
Now let me say about the social media.
If you want to stay here with news, let me just tell you. I don't think you're not listening to it to help you solve the solution. No.
That's not even where I'm going. So where I'm going is where you said some of the things we are doing to ensure that we use the social media effectively. Some of the
the healthy boundaries we're putting in place.
We're putting in place to do that. I love social media, to be honest with you. I love social media. I try to use social media rather than social media using me, even though sometimes the social media ends up using me.
If you watched until this point, then you're super amazing. Thank you for being with us all through. I thought you enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned because more episodes are coming, and we'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Do you like the conversation? Is there something that we said that you want to, add your point to it? Or you said, no, you don't agree with us? That's okay. So drop it down in the comment section. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to our platform. It's just right here. Just click the subscribe button here and then put on your notification post so that you can get a notification every time we post a new episode, because we're going to keep posting. God bless you and see you.